For me, what gave it that 5-star, and as I've mentioned, it's the writing. I think that because I watched the first one, I was able to really understand them. I just felt like there was more to work with. Like, Tom Cruise was able to be like this guilt-driven person. Spoilers, mild spoilers for like Top Gun. If you haven't seen it, you're absolutely missing out. But like, it's this dude full of guilt trying to overcome the death of his best friend because he feels guilty about it, even though it was an accident. And it was his reckless behavior that led to that. So now he has to lead these kids to do exactly what needs to happen within a very short amount of time. And it's not just that, but the guilt that he has to protect not just Goose, but every other kid, because he sees himself as them. It's like, look at these kids. They really don't know what they're getting into. They don't truly understand what it is to lose a friend, to lose somebody, especially the scene where he's watching them. And he's just kind of like really sad and lonely, remembering his best friend, but at the same time seeing how these kids are having fun and enjoying life. And he's just looking at them like, they really don't get it. Or not even that, like, he genuinely feels protective over them. He's like, wow, like, I don't want these kids to suffer the way I did. I don't want them to die the way my best friend died. I don't want them to go through everything that I went through, even though I know that's what they want. That was like the big back and forth. So then you see these kids like genuinely wanting to be the best pilot, fighter, whatever. But then Tom Cruise is struggling with the fact that he wants them to be good because he doesn't want them to die. But at the same time, he doesn't even want them to be there because he doesn't want them to die. That's what I got from the film. So this whole time, and then the whole like argument between like Goose and Hangman and how like one of them's cocky and the one isn't. Like, we all know like Tom Cruise is Hangman as a young kid. So when he chose the other kid instead of Hangman, knowing that Hangman would do it, he knew he shouldn't have, because in that case, he chose better. He could have chosen Hangman because he is better like he was when he was younger. But instead he chose the one that was a risk, and it paid off. Anyway, to me, from the beginning to the end, every like beat that happened, every story beat met what it needed to. Everything made sense. There was nothing that I was like, that was weird. Like, from beginning to the end, every action that was taken made sense within the film. And I appreciated that so much. So because that was very solid, I was able to like really admire all the flying, the shots, the cool stunts. I was like, this is the perfect summer film. People can watch this, have a good time. There was no extra romance. There wasn't anything like that. If people don't like that, they can just walk in, enjoy a great, great movie. Even if they don't even see all the stuff that I enjoyed, they're just going to enjoy all the flights, and a good guy trying to achieve the best. It was just a good, solid 5-star movie. It was great.
Yeah, for me, just to get into a little bit, the opening was incredible, like absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, my mom was like, yeah.
So then from there, I'm like, wow, like this is incredible. And then the stakes just go up and up and up and up. It just ratchets more and more and more. And it makes you care more about each of the characters as it goes on more and more in different ways. And it puts them in crazier, more intense situations, to the point where I was like, I was fully satisfied by that experience. It was way better than it had any right to be, also, as a sequel of an 80s movie.
Right.
So that's where my head was at. So Hila and I were kind of in agreement about that.
I completely agree with you.
And we see how much rating
everything you guys said is great. And I agree with it. And I added onto my rating. And it fits in there.
So
everything you guys said fits in that 3.5 star.
Can match that description to you.
Yes. Yes, it does. That movie was incredible. I loved it.
So for you, that's a 3-star rating, which is fair because you rate movies differently than us.
No, for me, that's a 3.5.
So now, okay, can
Which
we
is what I
start
rated
talking
it.
about movies now? Like,
yes, specifics.
Wait, I can't say why I gave you 3.5 stars.
Yeah, that's what
5
I was
stars.
gonna ask you. I wanted to know, like, okay, tell us why you gave it a 3-star. But then after that, I want you to give us like an example of a 5-star film for you.
You want me to go to so it's 3.5 stars, and it's not higher than that because the movie is fantastic and everything you guys said, ditto. Now, it's not perfect, and I'm doing quotes. Yeah. Right? It's not perfect. Like, the movie does not hang on its own. Okay. Right? It hinges on the previous film. Now, it's up in 3.5 stars for me because it improved on the first film, but it still hinges on it. So emotional elements and flashbacks and all those things, it hinges on the first movie. right? Also, elements like his love affair with the Jennifer Connelly's character. You mentioned that to me. It's used as a prop for exposition.
Yes.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm not about to make that raise the movie up.
Yeah.
So just like little things like that. Like, it's not a perfect film, but it's a really great film, and I would definitely recommend it. It's up in 3.5 stars, way higher than 2.5.
I guess that's
and I
fair.
think it's a really great film.
2.5 is your baseline.
2.5 is like, I recommend it.
Oh,
like, it's like,
geez.
it's fine. I recommend it. Yeah, sure, go watch it. I'm not gonna trash on it.
I think it's fair.
It's not amazing.
Yeah, your arguments
That's
are
my 2.5.
absolutely fair.
3.5 is like, whoa, come on, bro. That's great. Loved it.
Wow.
Great action sequences. Love the way it was filmed. Like, how do they film those plane sequences? And like, they were actually in the planes.
That could have been at least
gave them
a
so
4,
many
bro.
props.
I don't know. That could have been a 4.
Okay, maybe over time I can go up to 4.
If you rewatch it and it's still solid.
But when you explain it like that, it does make sense.
No, that absolutely, I get
But I'm
it.
not trashing the film either. I'm giving it a lot of props.